Hello, everybody. This is Tara Woodruff and Kimberley Drummond, and we are coming to you today with our Law of Attraction Hangout, and we're going to be talking about focus wheels. Now, there's Abraham Hicks is the creator of the focus wheel, and Kimberley, can you tell us? Well, say hello, Kimberley. I'm just like running right into it.
It's been one of those weeks. But hi everyone, I'm Kimberley Drummond, and most of you know who I am. If you don't know who I am, I work with Tara. We coach people, we work with entrepreneurs, and yeah, we help you grow your business and build your business. And we really wanted to focus on the law of attraction. How does the law of attraction work in your business? And how does that really, really, it's today's focus, which is, it's about, I was about to say, excuse the pot, but anyway, it's about the focus wheel. And the focus wheel is really about changing your vibration to a certain point where you can actually really target, what you're doing and just change the way, because a lot of times we're focused on several things and we're focused on the wrong things. So sometimes it really does change. Changing that vibration will enable you to get what we want. And we all know the saying is, what you think about most, you get it most in your life. So it's all about changing your focus.
Yes. There's a couple of ways to use it. You can use this as a manifestation tool, and in addition to, you could use it as something to keep you in the right alignment, because feeling good is really important. And sometimes we have a little contrast, or we have a hard time getting there. I had a question in a community that I'm in on G+, from Tausif. He may even be here. I don't know. So I want to say his question because I want to let you know that this is part of the focus wheel. He said, suppose you have decided what you want, you're ready to release the feeling of having it and already being happy that there are other problems in your life that can actually take over your emotional state and not allow you to concentrate on the feeling good about the thing you're trying to manifest. How can you take those negative things and move them into something positive? And the focus wheel is kind of the answer to that. I mean, there's a couple other techniques. For instance, there's tapping, but that's another webinar. The focus wheel is designed to help you get into a feeling better place using affirmations that you believe right now. So before we talked about dreamscaping, and we talked about the life rewrite, and those are they're kind of even more advanced. We've kind of gone a little bit backwards because the focus wheel is more of a new law of attraction person's way of getting in the groove, or Abraham calls it the vortex or the grid. So I think it's a lot of fun, and I use it more when I find myself getting into a negative state of mind about something, whatever it is. Like today, before we went live, I was discussing my hair. I'm a little pissed off that I just have streaks of highlights and then my gray is coming in, and it's like I want to get my hair. So I could do a focus wheel on how to feel better about it right now while I'm manifesting the hair that I want. So it's a very powerful tool to get yourself evened out, to get yourself feeling good, because when you're not feeling good, it seeps into the things that you want to feel good about.
Absolutely, I agree with that, Tara, because when you change your vibration, I think people don't realize that the things that we're focusing on all the time are manifested in our lives. We start seeing things in our lives and you think, well, obviously it's not what I want, but if you really think back and you track back to what you've been thinking about and really focusing on, that's what you see in your life. So affirmations are great. But like Tara said, it's all about belief. You have to believe it. It's not just, yeah, I'm so wonderful today, I feel great. That's saying it without emotion. So even when you're listening to it, you have to feel it with your being. So, for example, when we talk about affirmations, what Tara was saying, if I said to you, yeah, I feel great, you wouldn't believe that. So why would you think that your subconscious mind would believe that? So you have to really change the vibration that you're in. It's kind of back to front, because we always think that, well, when I'm on that vibration, I will then feel good. But you have to feel good in order to feel good. So
That's the
it's kind of
truth.
like back to
It's the truth. I mean, it's absolutely. Oh, just so you guys know, in the chat underneath our hangout is a great template. It's a super basic template that you can go to that link and download it or print it or use it as and draw it out yourself. But it's absolutely the truth. You have to. Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm using harsh words. It's beneficial to you to feel good as often as possible, to do things that match your vibration. All of your vibration has to be kind of up there, you know, because when you find yourself like flying off the handle on something that takes you out of your zone, that's when the manifestations start to slow down. And then you start to create a cycle of disappointment. And it spirals out of control. So using a focus wheel, especially when you're finding something that's giving you a lot of, it's really awesome. I wrote one today on money. And see, mine's kind of crazy. You see how crazy that is? They're a little difficult.
awesome.
But you can get artistic about it. When you start creating stuff and making things, there's a woman, she's a law of attraction coach, she's Christina Merkley, and she does things with markers. That's her thing. She draws stuff out. And she has like a whole giant, you know, following and all this. And she has really interesting focus wheels that are even look easier. But I want to share the screen really quick to show you.
Because with the focus wheel, oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
With the focus wheel, it's really important because, you know, Tara's got up there the actual, you can use this template. So when you're actually using it, you can, I mean, Tara's going to explain exactly how you use it. But with regards to what you're putting on there, sometimes, you know, it's really difficult to get out of the negative mind frame. So you have to start softly, you know. If you think you're rubbish at something, and most people, you know, you've got that mindset like, oh my God, I'm not good at that, or I'm not good with technology, or I'm not, whatever it is that your primary focus is on, you can change that. You might not want to say I'm good, I'm excellent at it, because your subconscious mind will repel that. It will just tell you like, no, 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 and it's not believable. So even if you're saying it every single day, and you won't believe it, and it won't work. So what you need to do is go softly, because you don't want to dramatically change the vibration. You want to do it in a soft way. So the best way would be, I don't know, a friend of mine actually, he's got these affirmations on his, it's got screensavers, and I'm getting better and better each and every day in each and every way. So it's quite general. And, you know, and saying that, you will actually believe it more than actually saying I'm awesome or I'm really great, unless you actually believe it. So start softly, I would say.
Yeah, well, I think that's why Abraham made it in a spiral like that, because you kind of start at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then you move around, and as you move around it, you become more and more peaceful about whatever subject. There's people that do it different. Like, for instance, I wait till the end to put in the center what the final destination is. And up at the top, I'll mark my focus wheel as what I'm discussing. So sometimes if you're going to use it to get out of a negative vibration and put yourself into a more positive vibration, you're going to sit, first thing you're going to think about is what it is you don't want. Mm-hmm. And pinpoint it, and then make your circle. And like with mine, I start real general. Like, it feels good to know that my income increases every month. It's true, and it feels good, and it's general. Mm-hmm. You know. And then I move on to, I love the way that money always finds its way to me. That's the truth. Even if you're broke, folks, that's the truth.
Yeah,
it always comes. Mm-hmm. And you just kind of move around, and then like my final one is, and this could be even more stronger. It was kind of like it's kind of a weak focus wheel, but my last one is I'm in a good place in regards to my finances. And then in the middle, I wrote, I experience money abundance.
Yeah.
You know, so it builds up as you go. You start at 1 o'clock and you end right at 12. and you could do it for anything.
Mm.
You know,
Absolutely.
there's a famous video on YouTube. There's a gentleman that discusses it, and he's got this wonderful voice, and he talks about how when, you know, he uses like the body image, and he talks about how when you want to have a sexy, healthy, happy body, and then when you come up with things like, I could have my perfect shape in 1 week, you know, you throw that out because you don't believe that. I don't believe that. You know it's probably not true. Not on this platform anyway, or not in this plane. You know, so to just keep moving in the directions, I feel better about this. Or like Kimberly's example was really good.
And yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, I think I like the way you do it, Tara. Like start off slowly and literally build up to a crescendo of the final thing. I mean, there's different ways of doing it, but I think that's actually because I would start off with the statement in the middle and then work my way around. But I think the way you've done it is actually really brilliant. And I think if you're watching this, you can choose whichever way. But the reason why I like the way Tara does it is because it's a build up, because you're building up your belief muscle as you're doing that, because when you make your final statement, by that point you really you're you know, you feel it within yourself and your vibrations changed. And you know, like Tara was saying from the beginning, you believe, you know, you say all the believable things because you're trying to change your vibration. And we all know what happens when you say something you don't believe. You start having the chitter chatter in you know, in your head. So to shut the voice down, you say all the true things. So if you're dealing with money, you'd start saying, well, you know, each and every day I'm, you know, like for example, I was talking about confidence. If, for example, something, you know, you're not really good at a particular thing. So if you're not good at technology, or you're not good with computers, but you have to work with them at work, and you're feeling a bit about this, and someone starts off a new system, and you know, you're worried about it, and it's something that, because you keep telling yourself you're not good at computers, oh, I'm not good with technology, and a lot of people say that, and a lot of people say all the negative stuff. So obviously you're not good at it. It's not because you know you're not good at it. It's because you've been telling yourself that. So you would start off with, I'm getting better and better each and every day, and you are, because you're learning it. And actually, and then you think, actually, I'm quite good. I can actually log on without any help. Whereas, you know, before maybe you had to constantly get help to log on. Then you move on. Well, I'm actually quite good with this particular system. And as you're doing that, you start searching. Your mind starts searching of things that you're actually good at, and then that changes your focus. So you're not focusing on, you know, Andrew or Phil or Philip or whoever it is that's awesome at computers, and you know, and you think, oh my God, you know, I can never be. He's such a beast with the computers. He types at whatever speed. You're now focusing on what you're doing. You're focusing on what you're good at. And then as you're doing that, you're building up. You think, oh, and actually as you do that, you start believing that actually you are getting better. Actually, you will get better. And actually, you can actually do this. So by the time you do what Tara said, when you get to the middle section, when you do your final, say, affirmation, it's actually very powerful. Not is it just a powerful statement, but it's powerful in the sense of you believe it. You know, it's not about anyone else believing it. It's about you. So, yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely love how you said that, and I posted in the chat, bringing yourself to a place of discovery, like how you explained how your brain starts searching for things because you're asking it to. There's a gentleman that I've been having a lot of contrast with in my own personal mind lately, and as a matter of fact, I've been doing focus wheels on it because I don't want to. I feel like I want to be mean. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely not going to help. And basically, this person has a really difficult time, or had a really difficult, or is getting better at not having a difficult time with his own personal belief. And nonstop, all I ever hear is, I can't, I won't, they won't, it takes a long time, these things are hard, you know, all things like that constantly. And what happens is, he makes these statements, and I could feel it for everyone that can see these statements. I could feel it, and it drives me crazy. you know, I want to call them out. I want to say, hey. So this would be a wonderful tool for him to use as well as myself, so that I could feel better about him, because he's not a bad person. He just hasn't been taught, and he has zero belief in himself. Focus wheels can help you build up those beliefs. And when you start asking your mind for the things that you are good at, and for the things that you are comfortable with and feel good with, it starts showing you more and more and more and more. The universe just keeps discovering more. For instance, it's Florida. It's 1,000,000 degrees out. So when you step outside, you keep saying, oh, it's so hot. Every time you look around, it's even hotter. I mean, you get in the shade, it'll feel hot still, and it's just nonstop. You'll start noticing the sweat pouring down your back when you're just standing still. You'll start noticing how bright the sun is in your eyes. When you say things like, oh, I'm loving this warm weather. I love the way the sun feels on my skin. Your body reacts and enjoys it. I love it when my skin detoxes itself by using, by sweating. You know what I mean? Changing your perspective on something is powerful. And the focus wheel is a great tool to kind of play with that, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, Tara...
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
This is what we do, people. Great minds think alike. So we're probably, going to say the same thing. But, it's amazing. I mean, Tara, it was perception. What Tara was talking about is a lot about perception, and a lot of people, it's what you're focusing on. If you focus on badness in your life, you're going to get more. It just seems that way. And people who are successful now, whatever business you're doing, and remember, when we're talking about this, we're just not talking about just your life, but in your business. You can apply this in your business life. And, no matter what you're doing, wherever you are, if your focus is on negativity, you'll get more and more negative stuff. If you're focusing on, Sam over there, who's always, annoying, and he's always swinging on his chair, and, and he always gets away with stuff, and he comes in late, and it's not fair. Of course, Sam is always going to come late, and he's always going to annoy you, and then you're going to get the annoying customer that phones you, and it's just going to go on. It's going to be like a build-up, and your whole day would just be a complete disaster. And then you think, okay, I'm going to start again tomorrow, and then the same thing will happen because you're focusing on the negative stuff. So it's really important to change that focus. Now, to change it, if you're used to being in a negative way, and many people will say, no, they're not negative, but trust me, we all are. There's an element of it, and if one person starts complaining, it's like, oh yes, and I agree. And the fact that you're nodding, you're straight away your vibration changes. So it's really important to change your focus on, and the focus wheel really would change how it will change your vibration. So, and remember, we talked about writing. Those of you that were in the hangout before, we spoke about writing. That activates a part of your brain. So your focus wheel is not going to be typed, you're going to write it out. And so it's really important for you to start thinking. When you're writing, it activates a part of your brain, and as you're doing that, you start believing it, and you get emotionally involved in whatever it is you're writing about. So if you weren't in the hangout before, we spoke about, we were writing your stories and stuff like that. And if you really think about when you're writing, how emotional do you get? If you're writing something good, you get really emotionally involved. You're like, oh, it's so awesome, and you know what happened? You start feeling it. You're like, oh my goodness. Same way, if it's negative, and he walked into the house, and oh, he was so annoyed, and and you can feel it straight away, and it's in your writing. And some people write in capitals to express themselves even better. So it's very important to know that when you're writing stuff, you're getting emotionally involved. So your focus has to be written out. Now, that will slowly help you change your vibration, and that will slowly help you change your focus and your perception of what's going on. Everyone can have a good day, and everyone can have a bad day. It just depends on you and what your focus is, and on a particular day or particular time.
Absolutely. Right on. This is I really, like Kimberly was discussing about how, like, when you're having bad experiences at work, and you carry that into your next day's perception. And this could be something you do in the morning while you're having your tea or your coffee, getting ready for work. And you could talk about how it's getting better every time that you go. You could do these in 2 minutes at a lunch break if you had a challenging morning. You don't want to bring it into the afternoon. This, in an entrepreneurial sense, like some people feel they're better. Like, I like to challenge people to do videos. Some people don't want to do videos, and then there's all sorts of reasons or excuses for it. And this would help a teammate grab this, be able to rethink their way around video marketing, and kind of just get it in the mode. I know that this is a revisit for me. I used to do these all the time, and I haven't. I've been relatively happy. Haven't had to refocus myself. However, recently I've been facing some challenges, and they're not bad challenges. They're growth challenges, and that's why I wanted to talk about focus quizzes, because I want to get back into doing them so I can move through some of the things that I'm allowing my mind to kind of stay stuck on. Because I want to be productive. I want to do stuff. You know, I want to provide value. I want to bring myself to the marketplace. I want to do all those things, and sometimes you let yourself fall back, and you let yourself say, ooh, you get used to doing things good, and then you find something that challenges you, and you got to bring yourself back to where you started. You got to kind of bring yourself back to feeling right about things, so that all of it is affected in the positive manner.
Absolutely, Tara's got it bang on. I mean, we're going to go into the focus wheel part, and Tara will share her screen, and we're going to literally, if you can download the focus wheel, really do that. And if you're somewhere where you can download it, I know some people are actually at work right now and watching this, so that is just awesome that you're here.
Email themselves that link, and I can send it out also in the email.
Absolutely. And it's absolutely brilliant that you're taking the time to listen to this, because while you're on the break, you can actually write something. It doesn't have to be something, just, stuck on the focus wheel. Like Tara had an amazing design, and it, the spiral effect, I love that. And you could use something that, like what she did. That was just an awesome thing. And yeah, literally start building up now. So just, we can start thinking about something that you want to change in your life right now. It doesn't have to be anything big or dramatic. It can be just a simple thing like, I want to get on better with Simon in IT, because he rubs me up the wrong way. He's just annoying, and I want to get on better with this other person because for some reason, whatever the reason is. So, you could write that. That could be, you don't want to write it down, just think it, and then go from there.
Absolutely.
Tara, do you have it to show? Did you want to show? Did you want to show the guys to?
I want to show, because there's so many different ways to do it.
Absolutely.
The right size.
And what Tara finds the thing, just really think about the little things that you want to change and how you'd like them to be. Now, I can go back to the analogy about, being, technology, not liking technology. You could start thinking about, your thing is, I want to be good at technology. Some people might not want to be good at technology, just might want to be able to have a better relationship with their computer, or understand a particular software better, or be open to whatever it is. So you could, whatever your end goal is, we talked about goal setting. This is quite similar, but it's a different way of dealing with it, because this is about changing your vibration to what it is now to something else. So it's really about a frequency shift. Don't want to go very scientific on everybody, but it's changing your frequency is very important, because when you, for example, if you want to have more money in your life, and you're the frequency where there is no money, in that frequency there's nothing, there's literally nothing, everybody's complaining, everyone's whatever. And then there's a different frequency where there's an abundance, there's just loads of money, everything's flowing nicely, and everything is just different. So if you think about frequencies, now there's different frequencies when you're watching different channels on TV, you're watching different frequencies. There are, you know, they have a particular frequency, and on that frequency you can watch certain things. Similar to radio, when you're listening to the radio, don't think just because you can't hear it, it's not broadcasting. Of course it's broadcasting, and it is happening. Someone's out there is broadcasting, just like how we're broadcasting here. Yeah. So a broadcast is happening. It just depends on the channel. So you're holding the remote right now. You're the one in charge of the remote, and you decide what channel you're watching. You decide what channel you're listening to. If you're listening to the channel where there's no money, of course there's going to be no money. That's your channel. You can, however, change the channels, and that's what we're doing here. We're changing the channels by changing your frequency and vibration. You're going to change the channel to attract more of what you want, and to be in that vibration where everything is lovely, where everything is abundant, where everything there is that channel. You can't see it at the moment because you just don't know how to dial into it. You know, you don't know what number it is. You know, you only know channel 1 and channel 2, and you know, you flick between channel 1 and 2. But you know what? There's channel 99, there's channel 200, there's channel 299. But you just don't know that, you know, that's what's going on in those channels. So it's a matter of changing your vibration, changing your frequency, and then things will change. And that's what the focus wheel will do for you. It will change your vibration, it will change your focus, and then you'll be able to change your channel of your life to the channels where you're looking for. You know, you have to flick the channels, you know, and people do it all the time. You know, you go and you're watching something, it's boring, you change your channel, you go somewhere else. You would not be sitting there watching a channel you don't want to watch. Eventually you just turn off the TV or whatever it is, or turn off the radio. You want to watch the channel that is interesting to you. You know, some people are watching football, it's interesting to them. If someone else watched football, they'll think, oh, come on, and change the channel because they want to watch a talk show or whatever it is. So yeah, you know, that's where the focus will comes in.
It's perfect. It's a perfect analogy. It's our fine tuner to make sure we're in the right spot. I found a focus wheel that I think is absolutely awesome. I love the design of it because it flows more naturally. And this person is discussing body image. Now, like we've been talking about, this is, you could be using this towards anything. But you see, it's kind of like what mine was like, right?
Yeah.
But they start soft, and they start right there. And I like looking in the mirror when I wear that blue dress, right? So if you were to move that to, say, the IT part of Simon, you know, I like it when I get to work and I see that Simon's completed the emails for the morning. You know, it builds and builds and builds. I feel really good after I exercise too. You know, oh gosh, I wish there was more. I mean, the one I did is straight up on the money one. See if I can find another one that you can read. This one's a great one. I have a strong and lean, healthy body. My long legs carry me where I want to go. People tell me I have pretty eyes. My hair is full and healthy. I love giving my body healthy food. This one's perfect. I love this because it shows you exactly how you just build it up, and then I have so much energy available to me. And here's another template. I love this template, but it's so tiny. But that's how it kind of comes out when this person wanted to have happy parents. You see. I'm looking back at myself. This one is the Christina Merkley one I was talking about. See, she gets very graphical with it. Topics in here. And it's all laid out she does it this way. But it doesn't matter how you do it, because this is totally for you to get in the groove of whatever is giving you resistance. So if it's related to work, there's somebody that you're not jiving with, or there's something that you're not jiving with at your job or in your business or in your, sometimes we could be really, in a great vibration when it comes to our work, our businesses, or our jobs, and everything at home is what makes you crazy and you get aggravated. Maybe there's something about the house. Maybe you desire to have a cleaner home or a more organized place to live or a space to be in. And you need to get in a good mood about it, because sometimes you ever notice this, I don't know about you, Kimberly, but I have had those experiences where everything was a mess and I didn't even know where to start. Probably the best place to start would have been a focus wheel. You know?
Absolutely. I mean, Tara, we all have those days or weeks or whatever where it's just a complete mess, and you think, oh my gosh, like. And the first thing that well, this is what I used to do. I used to freak out. I used to have a go at everyone in the house. Right, boys, you think, oh my goodness, right, I need the day to myself. I need everybody out so I can clean up the house. And, and you don't even know where to start. You go from room to room and you think, oh my God, and the focus wheel will actually enable you to focus more on whatever task you're having to deal with. And you feel better about it. So when you are tidying up and you're picking up all those, the muddy boots or the soggy socks from whatever it is, you're not feeling, you're not feeling really angry and just annoyed with people. You're feeling a bit better about it, and it's a different energy. So it really is good, because the thing is, when you are in a different energy and you're feeling good about things, and I have to say to you, this happens to me all the time. The minute I change my energy, and it's happening more and more often, whereas before it would take me a long time to actually see the results of my energy change. When I shift my energy, now if I'm feeling angry or annoyed, you can be sure something is going to happen that's going to be even worse. So I know immediately I need to change that vibration straight away, because the outcome's not going to be good. The great thing about that is that I see the result immediately. So, some people, it takes them a while. So if something bad happens to you today, it could be something that happened 2 weeks ago, or the energy that you sent out a month ago or a year ago, or whatever it is. We talk about karma. That's what it is. So really, the focus wheel will help you, just refocus, shift your focus on, stop focusing on the negative things. Okay. Sometimes people do that naturally. Some people can actually do that. They go into a situation and they see it's a bad thing, and they go, right, how do we deal with this? How do we refocus on this? How do we change how we're thinking? And a lot of businessmen who are very, very successful, and business women, what they do, if, for example, I don't know, no one's buying the stock and the company's about to fold, they go, right, what can we do? That's always the question, and the question refocuses everything. So whenever you're in a situation of, when you're feeling like, oh my God, it's all falling apart, think about, okay, what can I do? Okay, I can do focus wheel straight away. Start focusing on that, and start working on your focus wheel, and really just, building it from there. And then whatever it is that you're going through, just focus, because it's, focus is really one of those things. And a lot of people say this, but I don't know if they believe it, but true to form, it always happens. And I can say from my experience, my own experience, when my vibration changes, I get more of whatever it is I'm feeling. If I'm feeling abundant, I start literally, and where I learned that from? My son. He seems to be a money magnet. I don't know how he does it. You can be sure if he goes out, he's going to find money. And it doesn't matter how much it is, but he celebrates it. It's all about the celebration of the money. So if he finds and we've got this thing now where you celebrate, even if it's a penny or a cent in the US, whatever it is, if you're walking down the road and you find your money, just celebrate. The same way you'd celebrate if you found £100 or $100, you would be over the moon. So why are you not over the moon for that penny or that? And now he seems to just bump into money. And I was there the other day. He found £10. He found a £10 note just there, and I was like, oh my gosh. And so now he's really just like, you know, and we call him the money magnet in the family. You know, it's just amazing because every single time we're out, every single day he finds money, whether it's a penny or 2p or whatever it is, he'll find money and he will celebrate it. And you know, and it's all about celebrating the money you have. But that's a different focus because, you know, people will see the penny, and I've seen people walk past pennies or throwing pennies, but then you start wondering, why do you not have money? It's because of your focus. It's what you're focusing on. If you don't, you have to train that muscle, and the universe gives you more of what you are focusing on. So if you're focusing on, oh, I don't need a penny, you're never going to get any money, because that's how you treat money, because you don't need it. So, you know, really think about your focus when, you know, if you're talking about money, if you're talking about whatever it is, if you're focusing on, I don't know, IT guy who's really annoying you, the Simon guy, why is he annoying you? You know, have you thought about just not even looking at him for just half a day? Don't talk to him unless, you know, and you'll find out probably he doesn't need to talk to you. And just find the things that he does right. There must be something good about him. Change your focus. Pick on the good things that Simon does. Okay, and Tara said, which was quite brilliant, that, you know, he's done the emails. Oh, thank God I don't have to do those. Thank God for Simon. You know, like, yeah.
It's really powerful what you were
You
saying.
know me, I can talk forever, Tara. So.
It's powerful what you were saying about your son being the money magnet, and there's ways to. You could tell yourself, I find money all the time. All the time. I find it all. I'll walk down the street and I'll look in where the grate is for the gutter, and there'll be $100 bill up against the grate that the wind has pushed it over to it. You could say things like that to yourself, because that'll happen. You know, having a real appreciation for paying your bills. When you write the check out or you go online and you pay your bill, you know, I'm so excited that I'm able to pay my bills on time. That makes me feel good when I'm able to pay my bills on time, instead of having anxiety around paying the bill. Even if it's only one of those bills that you can pay on time, focus on that one. If Simon's at work and he drives you crazy and you want to smack him in the head, but you don't want to lose your job, focus on Julie. Focus on the girl that sits next to you that's always coming up with really great ideas that helps you make your work easier. Forget Simon. You know, this could be for manifestation instead of just leveling out. For instance, say you want a new vehicle, and that's something I want. I really want a vehicle. So why not start focus wheeling on it? I could start saying things like, I love it when I can get in the car and drive anywhere I want. When I stop to get petrol or gasoline, when I always get a really great cup of coffee at that place. You know, I don't know if in the UK they sell coffee at the same place as they sell gas, but they do here. I love it when I see people driving a Mercedes. I love it when I see people with their top down in their convertible. I get really good feeling when I see a Jeep Wrangler. I have a new favorite car. It's the London Taxi. Why don't we have them in America? I love it. I actually went to the website and I built my own. And when I have the money, I will find a way to get one of those over here. Absolutely. It's very expensive, though. You guys pay a lot of money for your taxis. But you can manifest. Say you want to quit your job and you're looking for a business that you can do from your home. You could do a focus wheel on, I love working alone. I love collaborating with people worldwide. I love using technology to connect with teammates. I love making money, seeing money deposited directly to my account. I love learning new things. I love network marketing. Maybe you just met it and realized that it's an amazing thing. I love that I can, oh gosh, there's so many things. This is a really powerful tool. I don't know if there's anything else that you want to add to this. I don't want to lose people on here.
No, I think, you know, you've got it bang on. I mean, it's all about the affirmations, and I think what Tara was saying with the different affirmations, you're focusing on the particular thing. So if it's focusing you in, making you think more about that thing that you're saying you want. So in a positive way, because whatever it is, just like the business side of things, if you want to work from home or you want to start your own business, you can focus on all the stuff that can go wrong, all the negative stuff, and people do that. Oh my God, this and that, and I mean, I had a client who's starting a new business. They really want to do that, but then they're focusing on the negative aspects, the fact that they have to pay taxes, and well, don't we all? But and so it's the focus. So it's really important to have the focus on the positive side of things. Tara was talking about working alone, working in a team, getting money deposited in your bank account. It's all the great stuff. And as you're writing it, you're building momentum. And those are affirmations that you can use each and every day. I use affirmations every morning. I know Tara does, and a lot of people do. They might not talk about it as such. And even you guys that are listening, you are using affirmations every day because, just like Tara was talking about the weather. Oh my God, it's so hot. Oh my gosh, it's so, and I do that sometimes when it gets too hot, and I think, okay, catch yourself. I'm so grateful that the weather is so wonderful, and it's really just changing. I mean, earlier on today, in the UK, it's always raining, but it was actually quite hot, and it's quite muggy at the moment because it's quite cloudy, and we're not sure whether we're going to have a thunderstorm. So we've got that sort of muggy weather, and I was like, oh, I'm so hot and I'm so thirsty, and I thought, no, I'm so grateful. Actually, I'm grateful that it's so lovely, and I'm not saying anything else. And so it's just about changing your focus, because I think the minute I changed my focus at that point, I started feeling happy about the weather instead of really being quite, oh God, I just want to get in the doors and feel the cool air and get myself a drink. I felt grateful that we were having good weather, which we hardly have. And so it really helps to change your focus, I think, and Tara's got, the affirmations are awesome, Tara.
Well, it's kind of like stopping to smell the roses, There may be something that we feel contrast with, like, I'm not a big fan of really humid weather as well, but I do love thunderstorms.
Yeah.
And so when I think about, when I have a situation like that and I really want that to rain, I really want it to open up because I know what that brings. The smell of the earth, you can smell it. Oh. And then after that's generally a little cooler sometimes. Florida, maybe not all the time. But when you start to appreciate that, yes, it's not winter. My teeth aren't freezing in my mouth just because I stepped outside to get the mail. When you start thinking about that, then all of a sudden you feel that cool breeze that if you were focusing on the heat, you wouldn't feel it. So it's about smelling the roses, and focus wheels will really help you get that muscle exercised so that it's easy for you to start doing this even in your own mind. You can start having like 17 seconds turnarounds. This is I think it's a lot of fun because you could like fill a whole book full of them, and you can see how you grow in your own focus wheels as well. Because in the beginning, that might be very hard for you to believe, and then as you get better at it, and then 40 or 50 focus wheels down the road, you're like, and you're just a shining star. I mean, so stop and smell the roses, and exercise your muscles. Use some focus wheels when you find that you're finding some contrast to get you in a better mood, and use focus wheels to manifest something small, like a feather. Sure.
Tara, I have a question here. Someone's wrote, how long should I spend on a focus wheel?
However long it takes. I would say that a 12-step focus wheel wouldn't be more than probably 10-15 minutes, unless it's a very new muscle, unless it's something that you are challenged with coming up with something that makes you feel better about it. So it might take you a minute. You might have to breathe and close your eyes and be grateful for the next focus on your focus wheel before you even write it. So it could take you anywhere from 10 minutes to 30 minutes. But I don't think any more than 30 minutes would... Then you're forcing yourself too much, and maybe it's just time to take a break and walk away from the focus wheel.
Focus on something else. Fantastic.
Anybody else have questions? Did you see any others?
No, not at the moment. But if you do have any questions, just write them in the Facebook page or just down below. I'm just getting the.
If you click through there, that's our Facebook page. You can ask questions in there. I'm going to be sure to send out to everybody that registered for this Hangout the template for the one focus wheel and that video with the gentleman that has that really nice voice that I just, it's only like 4 minutes long, but it's very pleasant. And that might make you feel good too.
Fantastic. It's always it's amazing because it's part of the thing that you can do every evening. You can and I know sometimes people think, well, I don't have the time. Well, it's about your life, so just have fun with it. It's, don't overthink it. And as Tara said, try something small, like a feather or something. Just try to manifest something that that doesn't take a lot of energy on your part. So what you're doing is training that muscle, and you start manifesting bigger and better things. And remember, the law of attraction. You plant a seed, you don't know how long that seed is going to take to germinate, so don't, like with bigger things and stuff like that, it might take a bit longer, and you might think, oh, it's not coming, but it is coming. So you can manifest these things, and right now what you're manifesting might not be what you want, but remember, it's a seed that you planted. It's not something that's happening now. It's something that you planted a long time ago. So don't give yourself a hard time about that, because at the time when it happened, you didn't know. But now you know. You can change your focus and really, focus on the now, and because a lot of times we focus on the past and what happened on the past, and we keep repeating it over and over and over and over, and then it keeps revisiting us over and over. And the whole point is to learn our lesson. Just don't focus on it, and focus on something else. So it's all about the now. Sorry?
I said manifest responsibly.
Oh, absolutely. Because
I wanted to say one more thing. The focus, learning how to manifest small things right now is going to be of great use to you very soon, because it takes the same energy to manifest the small thing as it does the big. So once you get that muscle going and you start exercising and start seeing it working, that perfect parking spot when you pull up to the grocery, the feather on your walk. If you want to focus on seeing red flowers, you'll be surprised how many show up to you. So yeah, get practicing, guys.
Absolutely. It's amazing, because when you decide, and I've done this. This is something both Tara and I are doing, and we do it all the time, and we've done it. So this is coming, it's not a joke. It's not something we haven't done or we heard, someone talking about it. It's something we've experienced in our own lives. When you change your focus, you will start seeing it. Like, for example, ladies, if you've got children, think about when you were pregnant. How many pregnant people did you suddenly see? It seemed like the whole world was suddenly pregnant. Men, if you've got a particular car that you love, and how many times are you going to see it? You'll see, all of a sudden, you'll realize that, the guy up the road has got the car, and how did he get the car before me? And you'll start noticing adverts on TV about the car, and you start thinking, why does everyone have the car? Okay, I need to get this car, and it becomes more and more in your mind. You start seeing it all over the place. So you, like we said, try the feather thing, build a little bit, look at the flowers, just think of something that maybe you wouldn't necessarily see. Like we were doing this thing with the kids. We started looking for robins, and robins are quite rare in the UK, and not rare in that sense, but you can hardly see a robin. You'd have to be really bird watching to. And all of a sudden we were seeing robins all the time, like literally every day you'd see a robin, and we got quite convinced it could be the same robin we're seeing over and over. We weren't really sure, but it was there. So your focus is really important.
Yes, yes. And it doesn't even matter if it's the same one all the time, as long as that your perception is picking it up all the time. Like, I love cardinals, and I always want cardinals in my yard. I love the way they sing. So sure enough, every season, I've got a family of cardinals, the female and the male and their children, living in my yard somewhere, and I see them all the time, almost every time I look out the window. You know, so it's really amazing. It's really amazing. I hope that you guys are getting a lot out of this.
It is absolutely an awesome thing. Change your focus and use the focus wheel, because sometimes it's really hard to refocus, and the focus wheel really helps you get to a point where you don't necessarily need to use the focus wheel. It all happens in your mind, and you can actually do it just like that. And so no matter where you are, you can actually do that. So it's about training your muscle, like with everything. It's about habits. Just become, make that become a habit of yours that you do. You guys, we're always on social media. You weren't born a social media whiz. You weren't born on Google Hangout. You weren't born on Facebook. You weren't born doing stuff. It was something you learned. You weren't born brushing your teeth or walking, talking, eating. It was just something you learned. So this is something you can learn, integrate it into your life, and it will just take you to amazing places. And when it starts to happen, I want you to reach out to Tara and I and tell us exactly how you're feeling and how did you feel. Facebook or whatever it is, social media is there. Just reach out to us and tell us, because I love to hear people's stories about when things start to happen, because it's almost amazing, because even when it happens to me, sometimes I think, oh my God, I know this stuff and I know it works, but when it actually happens on a particular thing, no matter what it is, it's always amazing. You always get that feeling like, oh my goodness, I knew it was going to happen, but oh my goodness. So reach out to, myself or Tara and just let us know and share it with other people, share it with your family. If you've got a family, get them involved in it, especially children. Their minds are so open, more so than us. And they will just take it and run away with it, and it will help them in their life, help them in their business life. My son was talking about and he's only 13, and he, and he was talking about having the ideal wife, and I was like, what? And I said, how do you think that's going to happen? He said, well, I've written it down. I've written an affirmation. So I was like, okay, it's something he's obviously picked up, so it's a good thing, and it's one of those things that you can do for anything. You can do a focus wheel for anything you want, but start small. Go softly on yourself. Don't give yourself a hard time. Don't give yourself a hard task, because you won't believe it yourself.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, this is a great tool to. Eventually, you will get to the point where, like Kimberly was saying, you're just going to be able to turn your mind like that. And it's also something to fall back on. Like, that's why I wanted to revisit it, because I wanted to start doing some more focus wheels to bring me back to where I'm a instant problem solver kind of thing, So I'm really excited that you guys joined us today here for this hangout. Next week, we haven't picked up a topic yet, but we're going to release it within the next 24 hours. Both of us have a business meeting, actually, that we need to attend in about 5 minutes. So I want to bid you farewell, and thank you so much for coming to our hangout. And be sure to click the link below, the banner there, because it's going to bring you right to our Facebook page, where you can say hello and send us messages and let us know if focus wheel is something that you started practicing with before, if it's something new for you, and your experiences with it as well.
Absolutely. It's been wonderful having you guys here. Thank you so much for coming. It's always fun hanging out, and and I hope you get a lot of information from what we're doing here. And so yeah, we're going from this hangout to another business meeting, so it's fun.
Well, thank you so much, guys.
So
and if you guys have anything that you want us to discuss, shoot us a message on the Facebook page, because maybe it's something that we would love to learn about and share as well. Thank you guys very much.
Bye.
Bye.